Continue this morning with Police Week here on WBRC 6. You know, police officers certainly work hard every day to protect our communities, but police believe citizens can play a big role in fighting crime as well. So they're really putting a focus in many areas on community policing, where there is trust and partnerships within those neighborhoods. And a department already been doing that for a while is with us this morning. Sergeant David Wilson, Officer Nick Pierce, and Lieutenant Brad Richardson of the Hueytown Police Department in studio with us this morning. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see you. Lieutenant, I'll start with you. On the outset, you know, we're talking about community policing, but you were telling me in the green room, this is something y'all really focused on for a while.
Yes, I've been with the department for over 20 years, and you know, when I came to Hueytown, from day one, there was a strong sense of community out in the city. And it's been like that ever since. The citizens really like to interact with the officers, and it's vice versa. And that really helps our department get where we're at.
And Sergeant Wilson, you've been, what, 17 years with the department?
Yes, ma'am, 17 years.
And have you noticed a difference in where you are and maybe what other communities have to deal with?
Yes, our crime has actually went down from 2023 to this year, to the year of 2024. It has decreased significantly. I think a lot of it has to do with the community type policing that we do. Being in a small town like Hueytown, you have people that you can establish a rapport with. They know your name, they know your face, and they get a trust with you. And if a crime is committed in their area, they're more likely to talk to you just because they know you and they trust you.
And I know that Officer Pierce, you said that you people have started to really be comfortable and recognize you and say, hey, was that your cruiser there that I saw? That they really do recognize you guys and feel comfortable knowing you're there.
Oh yeah, being able to patrol up and down the streets and make traffic stops, make contact with our local businesses, and even sitting out just in front of a gas station or so with your windows down, they're able to notice your cruisers. Some of them even know the numbers. They're like, oh, that was cruiser 116 sitting over there.
So do you feel like it gives them a sense of safety a little bit more?
It definitely does, and it makes them feel like there are more police officers out there, and they're able to just come up to us and say, hey, this is going on, and feel comfortable with speaking to us about it.
You know, Lieutenant, we talked about, of course, bigger cities see bigger problems. Right. And I think when anything's happened in Hueytown, it is such a big deal because you are smaller.
Right.
Talk about that for a moment, and what's that like for that community?
Yeah, anytime something big happens, everybody knows about it, and it stands out compared to the day-to-day things that happen. And like Sergeant Wilson said, you know, overall our crime is down in the city, but you know, when those things happen, everybody's going to notice it, and they're going to want to know about it and what's happening, why did it happen, those kind of things. But overall, it's not as often as people think. What's
it been like, and I'll ask each of you, what's it been like? We've gone through a time in America when it was difficult sometimes for police officers to get the respect that they deserve. Did you feel that, and how did you work through it?
Oh, for sure, you do feel it, and it's just going out there and doing what you do. Doing what you always do, don't change anything. You know, you're going to get respect within the community, and within the community of Hueytown, the people know who you are, and they know the kind of person you are because your reputation is going to be out there. So they trust you. We have more people to come up to you and thank you for what you do than you have people come up to you and not like you. It's very often we have that.
And Officer Pierce, what kind of difference does that make? What did you experience?
It definitely makes a difference when you're able to go out there and actually speak to the people and make them be able to see where you're coming from and make them feel more safe with you. We've come upon a time where people haven't been able to trust some police officers, but if you actually get out there and you show them the way that you're supposed to police and the way that you want to be treated, they will respond to you in kind.
Lieutenant, when you see a bad police officer, and we know there are bad people in every profession, when you see that, then it reflects on the whole profession, does it not?
Right.
Does that worry you?
It does, but like, you know, we tell our guys, you know, and especially when I was training officers, you know, the main thing that you want to do is, number one, you want to go home. You and your partners go home every day. Number two, do things the right way, when you go home and lay your head down at night, do it with a clear conscience. You know, don't be second guessing what you did or what you could have done better, or if you treated this person wrong. If you do it the right way, you're going to be fine.
I want to wrap up with kind of reflecting on what you just said. The goal is to go home. Is to be able to go home. It's a dangerous job, and we can't thank you enough for what y'all do. Reflect on that for a moment. How you feel about that?
We definitely want to be safe out there, and that's one thing that when I'm communicating with citizens, that's the main thing. I want your safety, and I want my safety. I want to be able to go home. I have a family. I have a fiance. I have 4 kids. They want to see Daddy come home, and I'm sure Wilson and Lieutenant Richardson feel the same way, and all police officers around. We're coming to work, and we want to be able to leave work just like everybody else safely and soundly. Our main job is to protect the citizens, and that is what we're going to do in and out every day.
Sergeant Wilson?
Yes, ma'am. I think just taking care of each other on your shift and making sure your buddy goes home to their family, and you kind of hold a responsibility too. Being a supervisor on that shift, you just want to make sure that your guys are comfortable, make sure that they go home to their families at night. Lieutenant,
final word from you. Anyone watching now may have considered a profession of law enforcement.
Yeah, it's a calling. It's a very entertaining job. You get to see a lot of stuff that most people don't get to see, and it's you know, when you're hanging out with your friends and talking to other people, they usually want to hear your stories. But it's very rewarding, and it's just something that if you're interested in it, come give us a call. You know, come talk to us. We'll be glad to help you out with it and help you make that decision.
All right, well, we can't thank you enough for what you do. If you'd like to learn more, we do have more stories on police officers as we go through Police Week here on the WBRC News app. You can just search Police Week and those stories will come up. Sergeant Wilson, Officer Pierce, Lieutenant Richardson, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for what you do. All right, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.